Okay, hello, this is me. Bit of a different video than usual, but I recently got the platinum for this game. It's called Furi, and I kinda just want to showcase my playthrough on the hardest difficulty, within getting also the highest rank you can in this game. So I just want to talk to you about all the different fights, strategies I used, or just talk about the game in general. So before we begin, I'm going to talk about the moveset, because once I get into the game, I get into the game immediately. So this game essentially has two forms of attacking. It is either shooting your gun or just attacking close quarters with your sword. The gun has two modes, either a bullet shooting one or a charge shot laser shot. And the sword has two variants as well. Either you could just slice and dice and just do normal attacks, or do a charged attack. This game also has two different mechanics of dodging. So one is either doing a full-on dodge where you just dash out of the way, and the second one is parrying with your sword and just not taking damage and actually getting half a bar of HP back. Now, the two things that this game doesn't mention to you while you're playing the tutorial version is that you can actually charge your dodge as well, making you dodge even further than usual. And essentially a perfect parry, where if you parry at the very last minute, you could essentially punish and stagger the boss that you are fighting and do a big swoop essentially. But I think that's about it, so let's get into the game. Okay, so we're going to begin picking new game, classic, and the hardest difficulty. Of course, we're going to be skipping the cutscene to save time, because I've already played through this game. And we're going to be walking up to the first boss, that is called the Chain. He is essentially the tutorial boss, and he has only 4 phases in this mode. In the normal one he actually has 7 phases, but the first 3 are basically used as a tutorial section of the game. So immediately he's going to charge me whenever a boss or an enemy is doing like the white light attack and it plays the sound effect. It is going to mean that I can parry that attack. So as you can see, I'm just standing still, parrying his attacks. He's going to swoop a laser, I'm going to try to dodge it and miss it. So here I'm getting hit by a few bullets, just trying to dodge out of the way while also shooting my gun at him. Here you can see I parry everything and I essentially get the punish. So in this melee phase, essentially, he'll basically only have 2 attacks for now, which is one is going to be a single attack, which I will just parry, and another one is doing 1 attack and then doing a slam attack, which I can just dodge into. I think I forgot to mention, so there's 2 phases on each phase. One's the initial bit where you essentially break the shield off of them, and then you get into the close quarters thing where you can only use your melee attacks. As you can see, I'm trying to punish on every possible second I can. Usually you can just go for melees after each attack, but most of the time it's just better to shoot your gun, because that will never essentially stagger one of the enemies. So broke his shield again, and now we're back onto the melee phase. So this time he also has a swoop attack. Whenever the ground is turning red, whatever, that means that you are forced to dodge that attack. You cannot parry it, so you just have to dodge out the way. You can get rid of them by just mailing the boss as well, and they can either block the attack or dodge out the way, and that will basically just make that attack disappear. So here, as you can see, last second I dodge away and I don't get hit, and I punish the boss after that. With each phase of the fight, it does seem like he gets more attacks, so you just have to be ready for everything essentially. So there, unfortunately, I accidentally dodged into that spinny attack. Those crown lasers as well, you have to dodge. There, for some reason, I get magneted into the attack. You can see I'm just confusing him, so he can't track me very well, and I'm going for a punish after he's stunned, because he will be staggered for a bit after that. And parry. Okay, I actually get hit there. Parry and punish. Dodging out the way and punishing. Okay, you can see me charging my sword there. That is what is known as a charge attack. The game also doesn't teach you that, but it is very good for those close quarter fights, because if the boss is staggered, then you can charge your sword. Your next attack will do a bunch of damage. So as we're entering this last phase here, this is what is known as a desperation phase in this game, where essentially the boss will go immune and do like a very hectic kind of attack where there's just a bunch of stuff on the screen. So as you can see, I'm just shooting all the bullets out of my way and then dodging over the waves that are on the ground. Those orbs that are pulsing, you actually cannot get rid of them unless you like parry them. So that's why you see me like going a little bit left and right. And now we're going to be entering the last phase. This is actually very easy. It is literally just you have to dodge out the way. As you can see, boom, boom. I actually missed that, but that's fine. My HP is at max. And then I kill him. So, very easy first fight. Not too big a deal.
Way down there.
Okay, and after each boss, there will be this walking phase. I personally kind of feel like they are very long, and they kind of slow down the game a bit, but I can understand why they're in the game. So, this game, story-wise, just starts with you being locked up in a prison cell.
I'll tell you what I know on the way.
And you're essentially getting punished by the first boss of the game.
Don't expect all the answers.
This
It's all
guy
about
right
what a
here
man does.
with the bunny helmet comes in and saves us and tells them that we need to essentially kill everyone to get to freedom, because he is also considered as like a prisoner, so that's what he's trying to do. He's also trying to escape with us.
That,
So
is a prison.
as I mentioned, I'm playing on the hardest difficulty. The reason why I am doing it is because it is required to get S rank, which is the highest possible rank on the hardest difficulty. So what's so different about the normal difficulty then? The bosses actually do the same amount of damage and have the same amount of HP. It isn't like a artificial increase, but the boss's attacks have been reworked to essentially like be more punishing or harder to dodge, and essentially just have a lot more stuff on the screen at the same time, or just have additional stuff. So right here we're walking up to the next boss. I believe he is called the Strap. I think she's also considered the prisoner at this place because she also wanted to do some like destructive shit, whatever. But yeah, as I mentioned, the walking in this game is very long. There's no sprint button, whatever. The only redeeming factor of this entire like thing right here is the fact that there's an auto walk button. So you don't have to physically walk yourself. It is mostly just like a cutscene. But I do think that some of the Bunny Man's dialogue is important to the story of this game. The Bunny Man is called the voice, by the way. Fun fact.
That's why we did what we did.
Yep. So
Getting out.
now we're just waiting for the bridge
Our story
to
doesn't
drop,
end like hers.
so I can get to the next arena. Now this next fight is pretty much the same thing. It will kind of more teach you on dodging the lasers or that sort of stuff, to essentially like be ready to dodge more, because the last fight was more about like being able to parry and dodge bullets, while this will be more like no matter what you do, you have to dodge out the way. So, going to be skipping the cutscene right here. Immediately, I am going to be starting to shoot him. As you can see, the laser comes out, I dodge it out of the way, and go for more bullets. So, I did mention that we do have two modes of firing. One is just shooting normal bullets, and another is a charge shot. I don't use the charge shot basically at all, unless I am either forced to, or actually no, that's about it. Because the thing with the normal bullets is it doesn't stagger any of them. Whilst the charge shot, if you hit it, it will stagger, slow down the fight a bit, and they can recover as well. So here the boss will get more bullets. I can shoot through these, get them out the way. Take an unfortunate damage tank there. Dodge it out the way. I believe this fight is like the first, the third, and the fifth phase are more like dodging the lasers, while the second, fourth, and I mean technically the sixth one is a combination of both, but the other two is more like dodging these like bullet type of things. But yeah. Okay, dodging on the way. I'm in for a punish. In the parry, doing more punishes. Boss is staggered, I'm going to charge my plate. Toss a laser and immediately punish. On the hardest difficulty as well, there's less time to actually punish the bosses as well, and you essentially have less time to parry as well, so you have to be faster in your reaction time as well. Can't remember right now, but you can parry bullets in this game as well. I don't remember if I do it in this fight, however. I do utilize that in different fights. You can see parrying everything, then charging my laser, dodging out the way, and going for a finish. Yeah, as you can see. I mostly am, whenever I'm in this phase, I'm more trying to focus on hitting the parries. But as you can actually see right here, you can still shoot your gun while doing the parry, so you can still inflict damage while also making sure that you don't take damage essentially. Also, I don't know if I did mention, but if you hit a successful parry, it restores half a bar on your HP. So there, I unfortunately got hit, but I immediately went for a finish. So with those ground attacks in that phase, you do usually want to avoid them. Okay, boss is broken out now, and she's going to run off screen. And a weird thing happens. Usually she's supposed to run off screen, then appear and do a off screen attack that you just cannot dodge. But I don't know what happened there, if I'm being honest. Okay, trying to parry as much as possible. I kinda lied though, the boss was really skitzing out on this entire like phase that I'm doing right now. Like I am down on my last HP. Okay, and going into the melee phase. Now this first attack, it is an off-screen that you can actually parry, but I unfortunately miss it here, and I'm going to be earning my first KO of the run. So KOs are essentially if your HP reaches 0, it takes off one of your charges, and you essentially just have 3 charges throughout the fight, and if you successfully phase the boss, you get 1 charge back. Okay, so now she's doing the attack that she was supposed to. And here I have to twiddle my thumbsticks to essentially not take damage from that. But I believe this phase goes way cleaner. Okay. While this entire thing is going on, it is worth to mention, bullets usually deal 1 bit of damage to your HP bar, whilst these like laser attacks or those ground waves, whatever, those actually deal 2. So usually if you're in a situation where you either have to take damage from a bullet or from a laser or a wave, then you much rather want to take the damage from the bullet. There are invincibility frames in this game as well, so try and abuse those as well. But we're going to be entering the last phase of this fight. So as you can see, boss is going to take no damage. I'm just going to run to the back of the map and just shooting. I'm more trying to focus on getting these like, what is that, like purplish pink orbs more, because those actually track to wherever you are. And that is like pretty consistent throughout the entirety of this game. Now she's going to be entering her second phase of desperation, which is doing this laser. So in the normal mode, there will just be that laser you need to dodge, but in this mode, each time you dodge through that laser, a wave will also spawn from the boss. So you have to dodge 2 different things. Okay, she's done, and now I'm going for the last. And now we enter her last desperation phase, which is really free. Is it just waiting for the ground to show up red and then dodging out the way. Then for her last phase, she's going to do a wave attack. We just attach to wherever she is, and you defeat her. And now more walking.
Put her out of her misery.
So this game has
Crashed through one day.
technically 10 bosses total. One of them is optional at the end of the game, and the ninth one is actually kind of a joke compared to everyone else in this game. So there's more like 8 bosses you actually have to worry about throughout this entire like playthrough. The final one can catch you off guard if you don't know how to play her right, but it shouldn't be a big issue once you're actually playing this difficulty. While we are walking here, I do want to mention the soundtrack for this game is an absolute beaut. There's so many good songs in this game. It's a lot of it is like synthwave EDM-ish. I don't know if EDM is the correct terminology, but it's just absolutely a good soundtrack. Which is actually one of the reasons I personally got the game. I knew the soundtrack for this game was very good going into it. Like when I got the game, I was like 25% sure that this was like a bullet hell type of like fast-paced action game. But yeah, I personally don't have an issue with these sorts of games.
The real world is somewhere else, down there.
So while we are walking to the next boss, I do want to mention that I'm not the biggest fan of this next fight. I think the boss design and his concept is cool. I just feel like the fight's a bit boring and a little bit overwhelming. Just personally.
The old man coming up. There's more to him than meets the eye.
Yeah, I believe this is one of the more longer walks in this game.
Such a master. If he saw it all coming, why didn't he do something about it? Why didn't he stop it from happening? Or at least warn me? But look where we ended up.
So before I actually did this entire playthrough on hardest difficulty, I have actually, at that point I had actually done basically 2 runs of each boss on this difficulty as well. I originally went for another secret optional ending, which was tied to one of the trophies. And so I had to play through the half of the game anyway. And then I just went back to try and see what the other fights look like, because I understood at that point that okay, these fights have been changed like very heavily. And then I did essentially like a mixed through practice run where I just did every boss but just not in order. So I kinda knew how to fight each of these on this difficulty, but I hadn't like really memorized what attack they do on each phase. I just knew how to like kinda survive it and get through it. This next fight is also a more or less a gimmick fight, and you'll see what I mean if you compare them to the last 2. So as you can see, the boss has these funny shields. These essentially reflect bullets back at you, and eventually he will do these waves on the ground. They won't disappear, they just periodically change which orientation they are in, so as you can see here. So I'm just going to dodge to the left here. If you really want, you can use charge shot on this phase. It will make less bullets be on your screen, but you will have a in my opinion, a harder and a longer time focusing that shield down. I'm just throwing out bullets whenever I can to just essentially break most of the shield I can. But you only need one bullet to connect to complete that phase. Okay. As you can see, next phase, whenever you hit that pillar, those waves will come throughout the ground. So you just want to more focus on dodging those because they will do double damage. Well, if you get hit by one of the orbs, you will just take 1 damage. So here, as you can see, whenever I dodge into the orbs, that's when I actually shoot the pillar, and once the orbs are out of my vision, I essentially dodge backwards. You cannot shoot through those orbs, so that's why you want to utilize that. So the green orbs are actually healing tokens you can get. So whenever you see them, you do want to relatively try and pick them up as much as you can. Okay, get a perfect pair there. In this phase right here, you cannot actually shoot your gun at all. The time is essentially frozen, so if you shoot bullets, they just stop at wherever you are. And you can run into them and take damage yourself. So, as you can see, whenever I can, charging my blade once more. So here you can see he did the ground attack. This one is very tough to dodge in my opinion, so whenever I see that, I just try to hit the boss to make him stop doing that. This phase is relatively easy. You just want to try and dodge through those waves at the same time as those orbs are flying into you. But if you can, just try and more get hit by the orbs than the actual wave. As you can see, he's spawning his orbs again. This time they are actually orange, which means they take more damage. I'm just shooting them to try and get rid of them. Okay, once I hit that parry, the actual like fighting phase begins. Okay. That, pick up a healing orb. As you can see, I shoot my gun and the bullets just stay there. Get the perfect parry. If possible, I recommend you just always charge your dodge whenever you can. Just because it gives you more distance, so it's more safe to try and dodge it that way. As you can see, the boss is just being skitzed out as usual. Okay, if you're a little bit confused why I got that punish, for some reason in that phase, some of the bosses will just keep doing their dialogue and just leaving them vulnerable for no reason. So this is the desperation phase. So here I'm just going to be running around on the outer ring of the arena to essentially not get hit by the bullets as easily. And then whenever possible, I just dodge the waves as well. And this next part, in my opinion, is the hardest phase of this entire fight. So this entire phase just requires you to shoot the 8 pillars, at least for now. So what I am doing is I'm damaging the further ones, which I will not be going for yet. I haven't actually fact checked this, but I'm pretty sure the more pillars you destroy, the more bullets the boss can spawn itself. Because as you will see here, like, it feels very hectic now. The boss will also be doing his wave attack, which I'll try and focus more on dodging. And at the same time focusing on the pillars. 3 pillars left. Back up a bit, just to try and figure out where I can get an opening. And as you can see, the entire arena is just riddled with bullets, and it really helped that I did the original damage to those as well. Once those are gone, the boss will TP away, and now we just need to wait for him to appear so we can parry. And that's the entire fight. There's no melee phase in that final one. But yeah, if I'm honest, I was very surprised at that point to do that entire fight without KOs, because the last time I did that fight, I lost all 3 of my charges on that final phase.
He even figured out why you were sent to us.
Like, that entire section is just tough.
The dot on the sun, but no one listened.
So, while we're walking to the next part of this fight, this next guy is called the Scale. I don't like this guy. As I mentioned, the last boss in this one I'm not the biggest fan of. This one is more... It's very boring as well, in my opinion, because the phases are like, there's only really like 2 or 3 attacks that the boss can do. But this one I hate more just because of the fact that the last phase is very punishing. Like, if you think that the last one was bad, I think this one is even worse.
A solution, an answer, anything. Just some hope, you know, that I could fix this, fix him, so my plan would be flawless. But I never found a thing.
So while we are walking to this next boss, I do want to mention what the requirements are for getting the highest rank in this playthrough. Both the normal and this difficulty actually have separate requirements. So this game actually has 2 sets lists of requirements, and it is depending on which ending you choose. So as I mentioned, one of the bosses is technically optional in this game. If you decide to not fight him, you have to get KO'd 30 times. Well, okay, you don't have to get KO'd 30 times, it's more that you can't go over 30 KOs. You have to beat the game in 3 hours or less, and you cannot get hit more than 600 times. If you do decide to fight the optional boss as well, the KO limit gets raised by 10. You have 30 more minutes to complete the game, and you can get hit more by 50 times. Personally, I do not recommend you fight the last boss. It is probably the hardest fight in the entire game if you don't know how to approach it. On the normal difficulty, I can get through her just fine, but I just don't recommend you fight her because the difference is very minuscule. Now we're on to the Scale. So in this first phase, he is going to be doing mostly that attack. So I will just focus on dodging out of the way and just shooting my gun whenever possible. Fortunately, take a hit there. Not sure, but I think I may have actually gotten KO'd in this one. It's either that or I got very close. Yeah, I get KO'd. So yeah, for the melee ones, this boss likes to, at least for now, whenever he does a melee, he also likes to do like a wave attack. So I'm pretty sure I just play out this phase a little bit cleaner now. Still forget about the wave, but still trying to get as many bullets in as possible. And as you can see, I dodge everything and I send him into this phase very early. Waiting for a punish, charging my sword. I'm surprised I didn't get hit by that, if I'm being honest. Like that as well. That was very close. But I played that phase out a little bit more flaws. Okay. So for this one, you actually want to play very close to the boss, and whenever he shoots a bullet at you, parry that bullet immediately back. This will reduce clutter on the arena so much, and it will punish the boss even more. Like as you can see, he did very little attacks, and he's already in this phase. Don't forget about the wave attack. There I actually remembered, I just dashed to the wrong side. I recommend you don't actually dodge that attack if you can, just send the boss out the way. But as you can see, I can punish him because he's going to do his little monologue, which just leaves him vulnerable. You can see, hit a perfect parry and punish. And I just try and shoot my gun whenever possible. There is literally no downside to always shooting your gun. So as you can see, I did almost skip this entire phase as well. If you can pull that off, that will help, but this phase isn't necessarily that difficult at all. And as you can see, he does the wave attack and I'm not having any of it. Except for that one, I guess. And it didn't even matter, I didn't even get to punish the boss. So here he actually does a grab attack, so if you don't see him for a long time while he's in the water, he will do a grab attack essentially. Just be ready for that. So this is another one of those phases where you just want to play extremely close to the boss and just parry the bullets. Because as you can see, I missed that first one and I hit that second one, and there is so much less clutter on the screen. And he gets phased almost immediately when doing that. Then in this melee phase, he will most likely always do 2 parries into a dodge behind him. As you can see, I'm just punishing that whenever he does that. One more time and boom. So I'm pretty sure those bullets you can parry. I just never found like a reasonable place to do that, so I'm more just try and shoot my gun as much as possible. I do recommend you play more up close to the boss and just damage tank a bit. And I believe he's going into his clone phase now. So we actually skipped this entire phase on the last one. There's also existent in there, but since we phase them out very quickly, that clone phase never happens. But here, just try and focus like multiple ones at the beginning before they do their wave attack, and then just pay more attention to dodging. So sometimes you will notice when I'm going for a punish, I'm only doing one attack. That's because I'm expecting the boss to more dodge out the way. I'm just trying to more react in the moment. There I knew that the boss would not do anything for a bit, so I have more opportunity to get easy hits in. But most of the time, just expect the boss to dodge whenever you're going for a punish that seems not reasonable. So this is the desperation phase. It's one of the hardest in my opinion. It is very punishing, because diagonal dodges in this game are a little bit hard to pull off. As you can see, I get KO'd right there. If for whatever reason you ever have to dash diagonally, more try to do it with a little bit of charge. Also, as you can see, I am shooting those bullets at the beginning. I'm just trying to reduce the amount of space the boss takes away while in this phase. But in an ideal world, you never want to get hit in this phase. The next one is so much harder to dodge. So, as you can see, the boss kind of splits the arena up to a grid, and I managed to get one of the lines crossed. You essentially either just damage tank that, or you parry it back to the clones, whatever. As you can see, that didn't help me. It will, however, help me in this phase. Like, at this point, I was very concerned if I was gonna have a game over or not. And spoiler alert, I didn't. I played this entire phase out beautifully, I believe. Okay, never mind, I get hit once. Then I actually go for the middle one here. And as you can see, that really helps me out a lot. Unfortunately, I do get hit there. Dodge there. Here you do want to do single dodges if you're doing the same strat as me. But it is literally just doing a bunch of diagonal dashes. And then shoot the boss, hit him, and the fight's over.
I thought about it for so long.
Okay, and we're basically halfway through the game already. You might be confused. I said there are 9 bosses. We haven't even made to the 5th one yet. The last 2 fights in this game are very short if you know what you're doing. So I would say after you defeat this guy, it is basically the halfway point.
Whatever the cost.
But yeah, more walking simulator stuff. Intense gameplay right here.
I know this is hard, but when I am struggling to keep faith, I think about the beauty of the world beyond.
Next up, we are fighting the hand. No, unfortunately, it isn't a big hand that you actually fight like in Super Mario 64 or something. I personally really like this next fight. I've heard that a lot of people don't like it because it is more of an endurance test compared to the last 2, because you cannot really whittle this guy's health down as easily as the other ones. But that's what I more like about this guy compared to the last one, because he doesn't really have like bullshit attacks, except for one. But most of the time it's really just a fair fight where you just have to be fast enough to react, and you cannot punish this boss as easily as the other ones.
For them now is to put you back in chains. Can you feel it? The anger? Good. Focus on it. Let it grow.
I don't know if my mic picked that up, but I was taking a sip of water. Talking a whole bunch makes me thirsty.
Let me tell you some more about what this one did to you. You need to know. Then there'll be no stopping you. He is the one who got you here in the first place.
I just like how
He's the one who
the
brought
voice,
you
the bunny
down.
man, whatever, is like the inside voice that is constantly telling you to just do bad stuff, and you constantly have to block out so you don't actually do them. Yes, kill him. Yes!
So what do you say? An eye for an eye, huh? Time to take your revenge. The jailer is the key. Kill him, and you will be free.
I brought
And
you
so
to
the
your
fight
knees
begins.
before, and I will do so again.
Okay, hitting the parry and then hitting a punish, but as you can see, I cannot get my full combo. The reason you're not seeing me shoot as much is because of that. If the boss is not doing that far away attack, your bullets will bounce back, and in this mode they will actually track you. So while he's doing that, I can shoot my gun,
You're
but
back.
in the meantime I can't. But as you can see, the boss on the HP isn't moving as much as the other ones. Also, the reason I'm attacking him while he is blocking is if I can punish his shield by doing a perfect parry, I can still get decent damage in. As you can see, 2 hits only. So it is more so like an endurance test. I don't think I even go for a charge in these at all, unless I get a perfect parry, because then I know I have enough time. As you can see, I get a perfect parry there, and I'm pretty sure I do charge my shoulder here. Yep. Flash behind and hit him.
Go back
First face down.
while you still can.
For this attack, just stick too close to one of the rings and then just dodge accordingly. As you can see, I forgot that he deflects them. Here, you do want to charge his dodge a bit. It makes that dodging that entire wave a bit easier. And eventually you can get that sort of a punish in as well if you attack.
Give up while you can. It's
Fun
the
fact, if you can bounce your bullets infinitely with this guy as well. As you can see, I do keep forgetting to do that though. It's also important to note, in that second phase, he will, when he's doing his normal sword swings, one of his last attack will be delayed, so you have to watch out for that. I don't know if I can showcase it in here.
Go back. Go
Yeah,
back
just hit a punish.
while you
Okay.
still can.
This, in my opinion, is the hardest attack.
An important lesson that when good men look
I may
away,
actually take a KO here. I can't remember. this is a very punishing phase. It's that your movement has to be on point and like when you're dodging what. So as you can see, I do try and prioritize a bit more on dodging those waves. So in this phase, he can... Okay, so there's the delayed attack I was talking about. So when he's doing that far away attack, he can do both the variations he did in phase 1 or phase 2. So you just have to react to that. Okay, I actually don't take a KO here. I just remembered wrong. Here, most of the time, if he's doing a melee, it's just one melee and then he does like a big red attack. Or you can do that. But as mentioned before, whenever a boss is doing a red attack in this phase, just try and usually get them out of it. Fortunate hit there. That was a mistake. I did not mean to start charging my sword there.
All of this. We prepared, invested so much.
Okay, so the boss has now lost his shield and he'll be a bit tougher to will down now. But now you are more freely allowed to shoot your gun because the boss can't throw them back at you. React to the delayed attack. He is going to prefer doing sword attacks in this phase, so just know how to parry. And when he does that far away attack, he will do that big laser. You just have to dodge out of the way at the last second. In this phase, if you can, try and go for perfect parries more. Because as I mentioned, he has a lot of HP on this one. Especially in this next melee phase. You really want to go for perfect parries on this one. Because I'm pretty sure the perfect parries are doubled here. Okay, taking an unfortunate grab attack here. I don't think I get a single parry off or a perfect parry off, unfortunately throughout this phase, but just know that I am pretty sure that it is double damage if you can get it in this phase. Like even my charge attack did like half the damage it usually does.
I will never give up, stranger. The stakes are too high.
So as you can see for this phase, the entire outer circle has been covered now. You cannot step in that, you will take a bunch of damage. So you more so just want to be on the ball with everything. It's more or less same as the last phase. He will actually do 2 lasers this time when he's doing that. But otherwise it's basically the same thing as the last one. Now his desperation phase. There's 2 ways to do this. You could do what I do and just parry everything. Or you can just dodge out of the way the last second. I personally just prefer parrying. It doesn't heal you in this case, but I just find it easier. And last you can do the slam attack. And after he's done that, the fight's over.
Man, that was intense. But you've got to move on now. Don't overthink it. That's what they want you to do. The things we do for love.
So next up we have the song. I actually really enjoyed this fight.
This one.
I think some of her patterns are a bit bullshit,
That's her.
but I think it's just an enjoyable fight. It's
She started it all. She even
really
got
just
me locked.
a mix of everything you've been through, really.
You're going to see her little show. out
Bullet
there.
hell,
All this
ranged
mobility
attacks,
and
ranged dodging,
self-sacrifice.
parrying,
But really, she's just
Uh,
trying to clean up her mess.
just like all good around
Just
a good
remember,
boss.
if
And the
mess
song
is
is a
with
fucking
you,
banger as well.
Don't listen to her.
So this is actually where you can get the secret optional ending if you really
Feel it in your
want.
heart.
So once you walk through that door, you will actually meet the boss, and they will essentially be like, "Hey, how about you just stay here and nothing will go wrong?" And if you decide to just not move at all for like a couple of minutes, it triggers an alternate ending where you just stay in her garden. Uh, you cannot complete your playthrough of S rank or whatever while doing this. At least I'm pretty sure.
I have no other choice, and
But
you even
I
less
think
than
that is
me.
cool because this is the first boss that is like, hey, I know you're not an evil guy, just stay here.
I'll make you stay.
So yeah, in these first couple of phases, you have to be wary about that wave attack. It is her most common attack. She will most likely do it after every attack, and if you get hit by that, nice, double damage. I actually take a lot of damage here, which is unfortunate. That is actually a really easy perfect parry to get if you know the timing for it. Not sure, but I may have taken a KO here. It's either that or I escaped by the brink of my teeth. Yeah, no, I get a perfect parry to save it.
Why so stubborn? Just go back. There is
That
no
attack
better
isn't obvious that it's parryable, but just know it is. I'm pretty sure I take a KO on this one. This is one of the phases I hate. I don't know why. There's not really anything different. There's that laser attack, and she throws bullets that track you, but that's about it. Oh, also, you're forced to dodge this one. I haven't ever found that I could parry that version of that attack. But as you can see, if she's shooting her bullets, I'm just dodging out the way. Same with the lasers.
made me do this to you. I didn't want to hurt you, but I will.
And this is the same as the last phase, but this time there will be these laser attacks. Yeah, take a hit there, and then I think I missed this. No? Did I miss this then? Pretty sure I missed a wave. Oh no, I missed it. I dodged into the laser, that was it.
How hard could it have been?
Yeah, just be on the ball with those lasers and the waves. The bullets will just do 1 damage. So just make sure you dodge those. What I just do is I dodge into the first one, back up in the opposite direction a bit, and then dodge through the second one. So as you can see, dodge in, back up a bit, and then dodge the second one.
Go back.
As I said, the music on this one is really good. Toxic Avenger absolutely nailed when he was told that he has to do this soundtrack. Or I guess he wanted to, I don't know.
What more could you possibly ask of me?
So this will be like a mini desperation phase. Just focus on dodging the waves, as per usual. If you get hit by the bullets, whatever. Like, that bullet only did half damage. So her dash attack on this one is actually different, because she will do 3 of them instead of 1. So ideally you want to do what I just did there, which is just normal parry the first 2 and then get a perfect parry on the last one. That will optimize your damage output by so much.
You made me do this to you. I didn't want to.
Okay, now she gets the ability to do close range as well. And she will most commonly do that attack, which you just have to be ready for. And as you can see, while I'm pairing, I'm still shooting my gun, optimizing my damage output. The more you dish out damage, the less time you'll leave for bosses to do their like this kind of phase, where it's like they're basically like an ultimate attack. Unfortunately there, I forget to check the wave attack, so I take an unfortunate bit of damage. So for this attack, you can either find the middle bit where you can go through, or you could just do what I just did there and dodge out the way. So in this phase, as per usual, if she does her red thing, cancel that. If she does her bullets, just dodge at the perfect time, and if she does her parry, just parry at the correct time. Nothing really, just be ready to react. I think I kinda forgot about some of these attacks on this phase, just because I wasn't used to seeing them. Okay, something to note, if you can get a perfect parry in like these kinds of phases, you actually don't want to do the special like attack or whatever that you get with your blade. You actually want to shoot a couple shots in before you actually do that to maximize your damage output, because the boss doesn't like phase out of that if you're shooting the boss just like that. So you could get a few bullets in and do that special attack, and then you will get just a bunch of damage. So this is the last desperation. I think I took a KO here, if I'm being honest. So essentially this is just you have to kill or get rid of the 4 pillars on each of the sides of the map, and every time you get rid of one, the boss will get more attacks. But the same principles still apply. It is better to get hit by an orb than a beam or a wave. So yeah, unfortunately there I get hit by the wave and I take triple damage because I actually get launched off the map as well. So as you can see, I got rid of all 4 of the pillars, but that's not the end of that, and that is why I take a KO, because I tried to ego that laser. So I'm just, okay, I still had 2 lives, I almost got to the boss. You cannot shoot the boss there too, and that you have to get up close with her and melee her. As you can see, same thing. I personally like to start with the right side one, just because I feel like doing the up top one is the easiest, and I just like going counterclockwise. I do just recommend finding out which one works the best for you guys, because there will be some angles that you will just prefer hitting the boss. Because I don't think I did really mention it, but whenever the boss is doing her like entire flying phase or whatever, I'm trying to keep her on the up top of the screen, because I find that the easiest place I can aim. So I am surprised I took no damage there. I was really close to hitting 2 of those waves. But yeah, that's the fight.
I did not expect that. Not from you. I think I saw you hesitate after the last fight. You, of all people. Why would you ever hesitate? It made me think. I like it. It gives me...
So this is actually kind of like an intermission area for a guy
All
called the
jail
Architect.
worlds were built from here
Uh,
by a genius.
I found this out literally
Perfectly
before I started doing
designed,
this voiceover,
masterpiece
that
of
apparently this is actually the voices room.
possible,
In the
impossible.
cutscene, he says that
I tried so
he
many
already
times to
defeated
find
this guy,
some
whatever,
way
he
out of
did some
here,
work,
but there
but
wasn't
he
one,
is actually one of the
except for
Guardians. So that was interesting to find out.
If only I could have found a way out, without killing them, without freeing you. But I couldn't outsmart my greatest work. Slowly, that ancient animal part of my brain took over. The urge that made me fast when she was in danger, that kept me awake. when she
Okay,
was
now
sick.
that I'm listening to more of this dialogue, it more makes me realize that yeah, this is this guy's room. As you can actually see, all these like holograms or whatever are actually the arenas we fought in,
Thin line
or
between
the
love
upcoming
and
arenas. There's like the entire world map technically.
Time will tell. You go ahead. I'll be with
If
you
it
in a moment.
hasn't been technically like obvious yet, we are more so the bad guy in this game. It will become a little bit more apparent once we get to the ending of the game.
I like her. She's a lot
So
like me.
just know that.
She's clever, and she has a plan.
So this next fight,
On a scale of 1 to 10, she's an 11.
it's an interesting
She'd
one.
give
I'll tell you that
herself a
much.
12.
I think her fun is really fun. It's very fast paced. Very more so heavy on you dodging and parrying than the other ones.
Opponent armed. Graphene counts at zero.
I think her last phase is fucking bullshit.
Range.
I think it might be the hardest phase in this entire game,
Maximum.
if I'm being totally honest. The song's a banger though.
Heart rate 8 BPM. Maximum speed 73 kilometers per hour. No structural damage.
But we are more so reaching the end of the game more. This isn't the last serious fight, but it's the last long fight.
Remember, for her it's all a game, but losing is not an option.
10 meters. 5 meters. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Accidentally forget to skip the cutscene immediately there. Okay, so you actually want to dish out bullets here very early to get rid of those drones wherever direction they come from. Just throw them out in random directions and hope you hit them. So the initial bit is we have to find the boss. So that will be indicated wherever the sniper scope is. That sniper will insta-kill you. So you do have to play around walls. I did try and play around that wall. It's just I didn't realize that that was the one that she shot. So it was already disappeared. I'm not entirely sure on this, but I believe what you want to do is bait out a sniper shot, then go in and try and shoot her. Like as soon as that sniper shot essentially goes off. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's the way you start her like actual fight phase. So as you can see, I got there a bit late, so the boss is teleported away. So here I'm going to play it a bit more risky, getting behind this pillar and then shooting. And that's what puts the walls up and actually starts the fight phase. So this boss actually likes to dodge a lot more than the other ones, so it is just better to hit with your gun or whatever, more so than melee attacks. So yeah, if those tracking bullets come, just try and dodge like a left and right. So once you phase out, you have to get rid of these drones, and then the walls will drop. And then it's more so just a repeat. This time mines are on the ground. These are a complete joke, in my opinion. So as you can see, I get behind the wall, and I was actually a little bit too fast. Take an unfortunate drop there. Okay. She hits that, and then I can phase her. These bullets you actually want to parry. It's the same as the scale fight, where you just want to throw those bullets back at her. See, parry, parry, parry. And she actually dodged that last one. So here you want to get behind the wall, and actually dodge that red laser as well. And that's the end of the phase.
Good try, but not quite good enough.
And there's more of the drone phase. The mines are actually here now, but as I said, they're a complete joke. So the drones actually do spawn here as well. You want to try and get rid of them as much as possible, because the orbs they throw out, you cannot get rid of them unless you parry them. That was bullshit. In my complete and honest opinion, I should have been spared from that, but the game had other plans. Okay, take an unfortunate fall, but still managed to phase her. So on the third one, she won't actually stay on that platform, and she will go directly to middle. And she will start off with a complete sniper off. You just need to be fast and run around each wall. No, well, not each wall, you just have to run between 5 of them. As you can see, I reacted, she started scoping at me, so I ran behind the wall. And I think that attack just makes her a complete bitch in this one. As you can see, those waves are very slow, so you could just easily dodge them. And now the actual fight phase begins. Here, I'm just throwing my bullets out there while trying to hit parries. Not even going for melees, just shooting my gun and just parrying whenever possible. And I actually skipped out on a really important phase of everyone. She's actually supposed to go in middle and do a huge wave attack as well, but since I was really fast, I just skipped that entire phase.
Some rely on skill, some on luck. Fools.
And this is more so the same thing. Okay, got a perfect parry off then. By the way, I'm seeing my recording stutter a bit, so if it's actually stuttering, then I do apologize. Okay, so as you can see actually there, I got a perfect parry, but I didn't go for it immediately. I shot a few bullets in her first, did a bit more damage, and then I went for a full attack. Just immediately punishing as I go. So this is the same as the scale as well. If she's invisible for too long, she will do a grab attack. So just be ready to fiddle your thumbsticks. Okay, and we're coming up on the last phase. I'm gonna be honest, this is the last hard phase that I was concerned about throughout this entire playthrough. And I was really scared for this one. I absolutely hate this phase. It is so easy to get hit by something here. But I know how I've said that the waves do double damage. The yellow ones actually do one. So if possible, rather take damage from one of the yellow ones rather than the blue one. And as you can see, the waves are coming from left to right as well. So I need to try and attack, and I actually blocked that sniper shot immediately, which leaves me no breathing room. And I'm actually surprised I dodged that sniper. That was like a very close call. Okay, I'm getting my recording stutter. Apologize again, if it is actually. Okay, now that we dodged everything, I'm just gonna riddle bullets at her, because she's really vulnerable to them. And here she will just go invisible, and you just want to punish at her each parry. She can either do one parry or she will do two, so just be ready. She will most likely alternate them. Yeah, it is literally just parry and punish. That's it. But I was really, I cannot tell you how happy I was that I got through that final phase for the first time. I had done that phase, I think, about 3 times on Furier, and I think I only got through that once just by the skin of my teeth. So that made me really happy. Okay, last 2 bosses. I can't lie, these are going to go by really fast. The next one is my favorite fight throughout this entire game. It is less about dodging. Okay, so there is no gun phase or the shield bit, whatever. It is only close quarters combat, and there isn't more dodging, but you have to be ready to parry. And when I say ready, you have to know the patterns for this one, because the only way you can damage this guy is by punishing him at his last parry. Once you do the last parry of whatever combo he is doing, you have to hit him immediately. Like, I don't know if on this run I could showcase how fast you actually have to be, that like I miss an attack or something, but you just have to be on the ball with it.
Nothing else matters to him but this fight with you. This will make his day, his life. Mastery of his art, fulfillment of his destiny, and all that nonsense.
I will also take this moment that if you are new to this channel, you could hit that subscribe button and like. You know? Shameless plug, but whatever. This is a walk anyway. I don't know what the hell to talk about, if I'm being honest.
Someone gets so into something that nothing else matters.
At least in this point, you know.
I tried so hard to stay and finish my work for years. But you know,
Speaking of my channel, this is the music I used in the last video I did. You should check it out. I swear I'll stop shameless plugging myself at some point. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay. Immediately, I will say you want to abuse charge attacks. It will make the fight 5 times easier. But you can only charge it if you parried everything. Okay, I don't know why I went for dodges here. Okay. So I did get a successful charge off. It is very hard to get charges off, so you want to start the animation as soon as he is done with an attack. And just hope you get it. Because that will do 100% damage to his entire health bar. That's why this fight is very short.
You're reading me quite quickly.
Let's see how predictable you think I am now. I know, I like that voice line. Heard it a bunch of times. And one of the bosses I did completely hitless as well. I really enjoyed this fight. So here there's only one opportunity to get a charge off, and it's if he does a double back at the end of one of his attacks. So as you can see, I'm just focusing on parrying. You can like parry out of the charge as well. Okay, you saw that double pack, I got a charge off, gonna wait for him to do that attack and then go back. So this last phase is the only one where you cannot do 100% damage with a charge attack. And there is only one opportunity on Furier where you could actually charge your attack. On Fury you could do that on that attack as well. On this one you could only do it on this attack. But I kinda butcher it. I don't know if my joystick didn't pick up my input or whatever. But take an unfortunate hit there. So here I'm just going for normal punishes because I know that I cannot insta-kill the boss. So a bit low HP there. As you can see, I get a charge off. During that wave attack, you want to do one dodge up front and then one dodge back, just so you don't accidentally get too close to the boss. But as I said, that fight is very short. I do recommend practicing that fight. It is just something you need to get a feel for.
Amazing! What I just saw here, it was magical. And he was probably the toughest one in here.
I wouldn't say toughest one, Bunny Man. I wouldn't say toughest. He is definitely the hardest to punish. But I think that fight is generally easy if you know what you're doing. First time, it is very tough. I cannot lie. Just getting used to his parries, because he can do a fake attack essentially, because the game relies on you looking for that like little glint whenever they do an attack, but he can do where he like kind of telegraphs an attack, but the glint doesn't show up until like a second after.
Well, this is a warm welcome.
So, last fight coming up here. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but my requirements are absolutely getting dominated. If you don't remember, I'm going for the one where I get 30 KOs or less, 3 hours or less, and then 600 hits or less. And I think at this point I am at like 8 KOs, 200 hits maybe, and then like an hour 15. Like, when I looked at the guides for this game, both of them said that this game is an 8 out of 10 in difficulty. I think this game is a 5 or a 6 if I'm being honest. I don't know if it's just me being used to these types of games. Just being like fast-paced oriented like throughout games just in general. I did not find this game that bad at all in terms of like actual difficulty. The initial one was tough though. Like initially playing through this game, just learning all the attacks and the way you can abuse some of those attacks, it was a bit difficult. But once you get used to it, it really isn't that bad. But as I did mention, this last boss is going to be a cakewalk. Okay, somewhat. I did take 2 KOs here, but that it's sorta intentional, and it doesn't really make a difference in the grand scheme of things. And you'll see what I mean by once you actually see this fight and how it's laid out.
And there's something in there that is meant to stop you for good.
Just taking a moment here to once again appreciate the music. The soundtrack for this game is just
So,
It's something else.
Last time, the jailer is the key. Kill her, and you will be free.
And once we reach the end of this, it'll be the last fight. Okay, so as you can see, the boss is running away from us. Good last fight. So these orbs actually do double damage. This is the one fight where this is an exception, and I can see why. The boss is basically doing nothing.
You said you were a monster.
So I just tried to dodge as much as possible. For those double ones, I just do a fully charged dodge.
You go out.
It's just
Fate
risk-free.
worse than death.
Yeah, here she is vulnerable. So I'm just going to use this time to essentially shoot her. And you want to parry those bullets. And I actually take a KO here.
All of my people out there, they're counting on me.
But I already went into this fight with like 2 less hits than I normally could take. So I wasn't too pressed about it. That was an unfortunate hit right there. As you can see, I just try and parry the bullets as much as possible. I, for some reason, thought that the bullet was a bigger issue than the actual wave. So, just like try and pay attention. If you can get the... dodge the way more than the bullets still. So here, the bullets will be scattered around. This is by far the easiest bit on this entire fight. Not like this fight is hard in general, it's just these bullets, like as you can see, half of them don't even cover the platforms you're actually on. So if you're just looking at them, it's very easy to dodge them, and the faster you go, the less it gets cluttered.
I am paying a price for my people's freedom, but it's worth it.
So here it's basically the same thing. Instead, she will do those like waves, and the turrets will shoot out wave attacks rather than actual bullets. Actually get a cheeky double dodge there. Don't get a cheeky double dodge there. Accidentally take a hit, accidentally take a hit. I'm just trying to be on the ball.
Look at you and I don't understand. We're so alike.
So, this is the last bit. You can see the turrets are now shooting lasers. I accidentally dodge off. Take a hit from the wave. These lasers actually do triple damage. I didn't notice that until now. I'm pretty sure I do get KO'd here, but this will show you why it realistically it doesn't matter if you get KO'd here.
Please.
You spawn right where you died. And here we're entering the last combat phase, which really isn't a combat phase, it's more like a game of tag essentially, but you will always be the tagger.
Stop. You
As you can see, boss does literally nothing. Whenever she gets staggered, I just go for a charge to just do extra damage. Because you could always combo your charge attack into a normal combo. And that's the fight. And that is basically the game done. If you want, you can call me a bitch for not doing the final boss on the hardest difficulty. I don't really care. I didn't like that initial fight on the normal difficulty at all, like the final one. So I just didn't want to do it if I didn't have to. Why would I make it harder on myself? And this is the free world. This is the thing we've been chasing throughout this entire game, or at least like trying to escape to it. And as you can see, we are essentially corrupting this entire plane. So if it wasn't obvious we're the bad guy, then now it's pretty obvious. And credits roll. I can't lie, this song is my favorite throughout this entire soundtrack. And I was so disappointed to find out that this is the song for the credits. I was really hoping this was like a song for a fight or something. But unfortunately it wasn't, so... But essentially our final target now is making it to that tower. So you might be wondering, where's the bunny man? He is actually on the left side of this entire world, like on this plane where we are right now. His essential plan was to reach this sort of plane as well, to meet with her daughter for presumably the last time. Because now we essentially have a choice at the end of this. It is either corrupting this entire world and making this like our species' new habitat, or we could fight and say that, you know, this is not good, we're going to save this planet, which is the correct ending. The bad ending is choosing to comply with your species, essentially. But yeah, I don't know really what else to say. I think if this is your first time finding out what this game is, definitely check it out. It is on sale on PlayStation as of right now, for 70% off. I think this is a game that everyone should experience. Even if you're not into bullet hells, at least give it a try. Yeah. If you're wondering if we're going to be slow walking through that tower throughout this entire time, we do actually get a run speed once the credits stop rolling. I'm just trying to make as much distance to the tower to essentially save time. One thing I just remembered right now, in the edge fight, which is the samurai guy, whatever, I did actually go back for another playthrough because it was required, because I didn't realize that the difficulty trophies weren't stackable in this game. So I went back into that fight, and on his final phase, when he was supposed to do his wave attack, he actually didn't throw out any waves, which was really interesting to me. I'll just put it up on the screen right now what he just did. So I think that was kind of funny. Yeah, I did find it very interesting that they decided to roll credits here, opposed to running them at the end. And this next text right here actually did catch me off guard a bit. I really like this text. It shows appreciation to the players who actually decide to go back for another run through. And I am a little bit disappointed to hear they're not making a Fury 2. I understand why. You cannot just replicate this game. but it is a little bit disappointing. I really have fun with this game, even though I did the entirety of 100% in 2 days. But as you can see, I'm running to the final bit here. So here we just enter our rocket suit to fly into space back to our home ship.
Welcome back, Ryder. Let's see your report on your target planet. Uploading planet report. Results inconclusive. Proceed with manual confirmation. Confirm planet assimilation.
And here I will be picking confirm. Just because it is the easier ending, and I was missing that ending as well for 100%.
Launching invasion protocol. Activating troops.
As you can see, there's a bunch of clones of us.
In 3.
This is actually a cutscene I don't skip because I actually haven't seen this yet. The rest of the cutscenes I've already seen.
Assimilation.
But as you can see, there's Mr. Bunnyman with his daughter, fearing the worst. But yeah, that's basically the end of the game. We just take control of this entire planet. And there's the bad ending trophy. Skip that. There's for doing the game on the hardest difficulty, and then there's getting S rank. What's actually funny is that I technically got S rank while doing the requirements that are done for the normal one, because the normal one has stricter requirements, but the game is also easier.
We all have choices to make.
But
We all have
yeah.
to decide what's
I will probably draw up on the screen of me getting the platinum as well, because I went back for a normal playthrough with S rank as well. I'm pretty sure I did also just get a 0 KO run as well, which I personally found very impressive, even though I'm pretty sure on the final boss I almost died twice, even though she's considered the easiest fight in the game. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, this walkthrough, this tutorial, tips and tricks, whatever you want to call it, live commentary, be sure to let me know. I don't know if I should keep trying more of these videos out myself, so definitely let me know. But definitely check out this game if you haven't yet, and I will see you guys in the next video. So, bye bye.